It's November, so most of the movies of 2017 have already been seen, except for a couple. But in a few weeks, the critics groups, the guilds, and the Golden Globes announce their nominations. So what movies are we looking at for that? What are the movies that will be playing into the conversation this year?
La La Land.
Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture.
Moonlight won. I'm sorry.
The online consensus seems to be that the following movies are competing for Best Picture: Dunkirk, Get Out, Call Me By Your Name, The Shape of Water, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, The Post, Lady Bird, The Darkest Hour, The Florida Project, Mudbound, and I, Tonya. Now, a lot of those movies people probably haven't seen yet, as a lot of them have later releases, but they showed up at festivals, and that's why people are predicting them. Of the ones that people have seen, Dunkirk is an obvious frontrunner. Christopher Nolan, the director, has never been nominated for a Best Directing Oscar, which is a total crime, and it looks like he will probably win this year. Get Out is also one that everybody knows at this point. The way it plays into the political zeitgeist of the time and how fantastically well it's acted and directed, that it's a top 5 contender no matter which way you slice it. One of the strongest festival movies for sure is Call Me By Your Name, which is a gay drama set in Italy, which stars Timothée Chalamet and Armie Hammer and is directed by Luca Guadagnino, and that will likely get nominations for all of them, and it will really take the genre to a different level that it hasn't gotten to in the awards race since Brokeback Mountain.
Call me by your name and I'll call you by mine.
Guillermo del Toro will get his first director nomination for The Shape of Water, and the lead actress, Sally Hawkins, could also win. It's a Beauty and the Beast-esque sci-fi drama romance, which I think will surprise a lot of people, and all the performances are great. Octavia Spencer, Michael Shannon, and Richard Jenkins will all be in the awards conversation as well.
When he looks at me, he doesn't know how I am incomplete. He sees me as I am.
Movie coming out this weekend that played at Toronto is Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which stars Frances McDormand, who is strong for the win. Sam Rockwell's also in this one, and it looks like he will finally get his first nomination too.
And as sad as the spectacle of these billboards might be, this reporter, for one, hopes this finally puts an end to the strange saga of the three billboards outside.
This doesn't put an end to shit, you fucking retard. This is just a fucking start. Why don't you put that on your Good Morning Missouri fucking wake-up broadcast, bitch?
One of my favorite movies of the year, Lady Bird, looks like it is really going to make a play for some of these huge categories. Saoirse Ronan, who a lot of people know from Brooklyn and Atonement, is back in the Best Actress race, and the woman who plays her mother, Laurie Metcalf, is a really strong Best Supporting Actress contender. Greta Gerwig, who directed and wrote, also could land a nomination and be third woman to be nominated for Best Director, which would be really cool.
I want you to be the very best version of yourself that you can be.
What if this is the best version?
The Florida Project, which is now in theaters, it's a drama about a bunch of kids who are living in poverty outside of the area of Disney World, and it stars Willem Dafoe in what has also been said to be his possible Oscar-winning role for what that's worth.
Hey, I warned you, one drip and you're out.
Oh, come on!
Joe Wright, who a lot of people know from Atonement and Pride and Prejudice, is back with a movie called The Darkest Hour, which is about Winston Churchill right before Britain entered World War II.
Without victory, there can be no survivor.
I think Gary Oldman is basically unbeatable in Best Actor. It's comparable to something like a Daniel Day-Lewis in Lincoln, or like Jeff Bridges in Crazy Heart. There's one big movie that hasn't been seen yet that a lot of people are expecting big things out of, and that's called The Post. That's a new Steven Spielberg movie starring Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep, and it's how do you not factor that in even though no one's seen it? It'll get one of its first screenings on November 26th, so then we'll know what it's really going to be like. Netflix is back making a play at the big race again this year with a movie called Mudbound, which is directed by Dee Reese, and it is about post-World War II and the racial tension in the United States after the fact. Mary J. Blige in a performance that people are saying is awesome.
I held his heartbeat in my hand. Way down in the hole. All that time he was gone, I only prayed for him.
Then you've got another sight unseen, Phantom Thread, which is Paul Thomas Anderson's new movie starring Daniel Day-Lewis in his final performance. I think that the Oscars are definitely changing. The Academy is certainly changing. The membership is much larger than it used to be. People no longer want to vote for the same thing over and over again, which makes me think that Something like Dunkirk, though it didn't do well in the technical categories, there have been plenty of war movies, and I've heard a lot of people say that it's a great war movie, but what else is there? I think there's a lot of other movies with more heart. When you have things like Call Me By Your Name and The Shape of Water and Mudbound, these important movies, and Get Out, people are taking their vote into consideration and they care about their vote and they want to put something forward that is important and really means something. And I think this year is going to be really fun.